Hey, so when you are starting to realize that you are feeling resistance, maybe you are struggling in just getting that one thing on your calendar or following through on something you promised, or maybe it's little things like picking up the house and you're feeling that resistance. I'm telling you right now that it could be a sign that you have an underlying belief that is actually triggering those reactions. And I want to talk to you today about where those underlying beliefs come from, how those triggered reactions come up, and how you can actually take the steps to go beyond that, right? There are a few simple ways to be able to change that resistance with a couple of words, really, to watch how you can change the impossible to possible. And it doesn't have to be the big things. Like I said, it could be literally folding the laundry, because I hate folding the laundry. But if I tell myself I hate it, it's never going to get done, right? I can do the washer, I can do the dryer, I can put it on the couch, but that doesn't mean that it's going to get done from there. And so what I want to tell you guys today is a couple of quick tips and teach you how to be able to stop yourself from saying negatives or stop yourself from allowing that resistance to happen so that you can actually move forward, whether it's in business or personal life. So one of those things that I realized I was doing is it is impossible. And so instead of saying it's impossible for me to hit that goal, it's impossible for me to want to fold the laundry, I change it and say, how can I? And when I do that, that mind shift allows me to be able to find the possible ways instead of blocking me and showing me only closed doors. And so today, I want to talk to you about those limiting beliefs. And I want to kind of go over any beliefs that you have, big or small, and what they may be, and how we can unblock them together, right? So first off, if you are just joining me here, I am Laura Reich of laurareich.com. Laura Sura now, actually, for those of you who know, I did get married recently, so that's going to take a little bit of time. But I am the owner and founder of laurareich.com, and I help business owners deal with the overwhelm and the frustration of growing a business. And so I provide practical support and real strategy for those dedicated business owners and business builders. And I do that by focusing on the three foundations of growing your business, which is strategy, systems, and results. So without further ado, let's get rocking. I'm actually gonna pull up my video here in my phone so that I can follow along in case any of you have questions and it doesn't show up on my screen here. I just want to make sure that I am able to keep up with you guys as well. So let me just pull that up here. And like I said, let me know when you are here and what business you are with. And maybe if you are brave enough, what is a limiting belief that you have, or what resistance are you currently feeling right now? I know it's close to time where people are going back to school, or kids are going back to school. People are starting to get more aware of the fact that they're going to have more time on their plate with the kids going back into school. Maybe you still have some at home like me. Whatever it is, let me know in the comments and I'm going to go over it with you. Let me just quick go on here and see if I can't pull up the video. There we go. Oh, Shannon. Hello, my dear Shannon. Thank you for joining me here. Okay, you guys. So, limiting beliefs, literally, I want to start off attacking them by saying they can be strong beliefs that maybe you're not aware of. Maybe it's something that's happened a long time ago. Maybe it's something that just happened recently. But I do want to let you know the main purpose of limiting beliefs, or the main reason they come up, is because of repeated situations. Meaning you've been in a similar situation before. Maybe it's when you're growing your business and you've tried to get past that 5-figure a month. Maybe it's just figuring out how to get out of the 9 to 5. And you've tried Facebook and you've tried creating freebies and you've tried other things, but you just can't seem to break free of that 9 to 5 job, right? And so if you think about it, you've been in that situation before. 9 times out of 10, the reason you have a limiting belief is because you've come to that roadblock before and you haven't been able to overcome it. And so that repeated situation keeps coming up and you have anxiety or fear or frustration around that subject. So before you even hit that roadblock, before that even comes up for you again, you already have this pre-notion that it's going to happen again because it's constantly been the same story. You're singing the same thing. It's happening to you over and over again, right? So let me know if that's you, if you've realized that. Maybe you haven't even realized it. Maybe today is your day to be able to hit that block of realization and be like, oh my gosh, Laura, I just figured it out. I figured out why I am constantly running into X, why I'm constantly having a problem hiring a VA, why I'm constantly having a problem growing my email list, why I'm constantly having a problem getting my child to potty train, right? So if there is a belief or a resistance that you have, let me know. I would love for the brave ones of you watching this, type something, even if it's something that you figured out and now you've pushed through, type it and let me know, because I want to show others that we're not alone, right? And so the problem is when you hit this belief over and over, or when you hit this situation or this block over and over again, and it may feel like it's a different story each time, but it's putting you back in that same spot, right? You don't feel like you're pushing forward or you're moving through it. It's because your belief of that is determining what the flow is going to be for those upcoming actions, right? So if you feel like potty training is going to be heck in a handbasket, and that's your belief going into it, that's going to determine how you're going to be able to potty train your child, right? So each of your limiting beliefs have good intentions, and they're there to protect you from pain, but sometimes they can be misguided. Sometimes they're protecting you from a short-term pain where unfortunately, you're not going to be able to push through and reach that long-term benefit that you're trying to reach, right? Good. I'm so glad that this is helping. So when you think about that, right? So maybe you are focusing on more sales, right? Okay, I am in an MLM and I want more prospects. I know if I can get people on the phone or if I can show them the products, that I can convert them into a sale, because the belief that I have of these products is so great and it shines through me that I know that they'll turn into a purchaser, right? But if you take a stop and think about, okay, if I can get more leads and prospects, you've already started that breaking point or that stopping block of the limiting belief. you're telling yourself subconsciously, if I can do this. And what you need to be doing is you need to change that language in your mind, right? You need to determine what it is you want and convince yourself that the value of what you're going for or what you have to offer shouldn't be a limiting belief. It shouldn't be something that you're concerned about. It shouldn't be something that stops you. It should be something that empowers you. It should be something that makes you feel like you are on top of the world and you can do this. And so the first thing you want to make sure that you do is actually prepare yourself for that change. Okay? So make sure, excuse me, make sure that you're ready for the change. While I take a drink here, I'm going to put this down below and go ahead and do that now. The show notes will give you everything that I'm talking about today and help you with the step-by-steps of overcoming limiting beliefs so that you can input your fill in the blanks and be able to come back to it whenever you need to, so that you can make sure that you're breaking through those limiting beliefs whenever you feel them coming up. Okay? So make sure you go ahead and you type that in so that I can get those to you, get those notes to you. So when you prepare yourself for this change, you need to be open to the possibilities. You need to be open to anything that happens, good or bad, right? Because a limiting belief can be extremely difficult to overcome when it is supported by those vivid, emotional, intense responses. Meaning you've gone through it before, you've hit this block before, and it gave you anxiety, it frustrated you, it caused you to literally stop in your tracks and maybe even close your doors as a business owner. Or selling that product, you were like, this is too dang hard because I keep hitting wall after wall. I'm not selling because I'm not getting the prospects, so I'm done. And so you need to address that fear and be open to the possibility of having so many sales that you're so busy and now you're going to have a different obstacle, right? And so the main reason that you're afraid is the fact that your brain is actually over-exaggerating these things for you. And so it's scaring you. And so identify those things first, right? Identify the excuses. Identify the negativity in your brain. Identify what's stopping you. So stop yourself, question it. Why can't I overcome this? Why can't I have more prospects? Why am I overthinking this situation? How did I come to this form of belief, right? How have I manifested this belief right now and over time? And make sure that you're taking a moment to kind of check those questions, right? So that you can give yourself that time to identify what's actually stopping you in your business. Then I want you to make sure that you have somebody over here that can hold you accountable to these beliefs, that can help you push through these things. When they see them in your social media, when they see them in your life, in the way of talking, in just everything that you're doing, have someone that knows how to politely and respectfully tell you, hey, let's change that, right? You can do this. I know you can. What's stopping you from doing this? Why do you have this belief? This is a negative belief. Where is this coming from? And how can we change that, right? So if you need someone to keep you accountable and also figure out those 3 things that we talked about, the 3 pillars of growing a business, right? The strategy, the systems, and results. Go ahead and follow this prompt right here. And I'll send you more information about that as well, right? And then once you've identified those beliefs, we need to put those beliefs into check, right? Is this belief something that's causing more pain? Or is this belief something that's actually bringing up good things and pleasure and time and energy that I need, right? Is this something that I should be visualizing how to do better? What limiting reference actually supports this belief? So make sure that once you identify them, you put them into check. You make sure that you're looking at them from a different light, and transform them then, right? The next thing is to transform them. You can't just go through this process and hope that you're going to change your mind. Who's ever been there, right? Let me know. Have you ever been there where you were like, I hope I make $10,000 this month. I hope I sign up 2 new people in my downline this month. I hope that I can get 10 more people on my email list this month. I am not above this, you guys. Mindset is something that I work on every single day. Just a few months ago, I was talking with my coach and I was like, I hope I can have 5 new people in my Pinterest bootcamp each month when I launch it. Not each month, but when I launch it. I want 5 new people when I launch it, right? And I'm going to start launching it 2 times a year. So that's 10 people. But I told her, I hope. That's my wish. And she's like, okay, first of all, you can do way more than 5 people, girlfriend. And second of all, you don't hope, you're going to do it. And so how do you change that to tell yourself that, yes, I'm going to bring in 5 new people, and these are the steps that I'm going to take to be able to do that? Without a doubt, it's going to happen. Because if you tell yourself, even right from the get-go, that this is my goal, and I love setting goals, but you have to also make sure that those goals aren't starting that self-doubt or disbelief. Make sure you believe those goals. You breathe those goals. The language you tell yourself around those goals and the steps you're taking around those goals changes the language in your head so that you know bringing 5 people into your boot camp is a done deal. Yes, make this mind shift. Shannon, it can happen from time to time. You could say, I have already made my mind shift about money, and then 3 months from now, 3 days from now, it comes creeping back in. It's harder to change a disbelief than it is to start without one. So make sure that you just keep that in your mind at all times. If it's something you need to put in your mirror, if it's something that you need to put in your office, on the wall, wherever, like on your computer, wherever you spend most of your time on your day, maybe it's the backdrop on your phone. Put different words that will help change that language, right? And so some of the things that I want you to write down or ask yourself to be able to help clear those limiting beliefs are, what goals would I like to achieve? And if someone here watching wants to help out the rest of the people and type these in so that they can see them visually, I would love you forever. What goals would I like to achieve? What is currently preventing me from reaching those goals? What kind of a person do I want to ideally become with these goals? What is it specifically that I want to change? And what beliefs are preventing me from achieving my desired outcomes? So I'll go through them again. What goals would I like to achieve? What's currently preventing me from achieving these goals? What kind of person do I want to become? What is it specifically that I want to change? And what beliefs are preventing me from achieving those goals or outcomes? or change. And so then we go back to the questions or the change of the language, right? And so instead of saying, I have to do a live stream this week, I get to do a live stream this week, and I want to connect with one new person on my live stream. I have to send out an email this week. I get to send out an email this week, and I hope to change someone's life. I have to post an update on social media. I get to use social media for social good. Jerry Ann. She uses that phrase all the time, and I look up to her wholeheartedly because she is amazing when it comes to social media for social good. So I get to use this free platform to X, Y, and Z, make connections, find new friends, change somebody's life, whatever it is, right? So think of things in that way, right? Instead of, it is impossible for me to bring in a new coaching client. It is possible for me to bring in a new coaching client if I do X, Y, and Z. Brad, hey, thanks for joining me. And so, yes, Shannon, 1,000,000%. I have to do a public speaking event. I get to share some great info to help people. So Shannon, I'll tell you another story, and everybody else who's here with us. I used to hate public speaking. And so this past year, I forced myself to go out to networking groups and start small, where I was the guest speaker. And the largest group probably was about 35 to 40 people. So it was a smaller event. I realized by changing the fact that I hate public speaking and I have to do this event to be visible, I got to do this event. And you guys, it was amazing. I loved it. People were so open to what I was talking about. The conversations were absolutely phenomenal. I met some amazing people while I was doing these things that I'm still connected with today. And it's super awesome to be able to make that small shift and then see the fruits of it, right? And they can be small. And that's totally awesome, Shannon. That's where I was as well. And it's small shifts. So even once you then change that language, my last tip for you is to talk about the small wins publicly. And this is where that accountability comes in, whether it's myself or someone that you are very well connected with, where you can share these things, a husband, a business bestie, whatever it is. Make sure you're sharing all the small wins, right? Hey, honey, today I talked about how I didn't want to do my 5 15-minute coaching consults today because a lot of times people are just looking to be able to get free information out of me, and I don't feel that I really find value in these calls anymore. And then you go back and be like, hey, babe, guess what? Today I decided that I love these calls. These calls are going to be awesome. I'm going to book a new client from these calls, and I'm going to help the other 4 people of this 5 without a shadow of a doubt in my mind. And then when you say those publicly to somebody else, you go through your day and then you write down the little wins. And then you go back to them and you tell them those little wins. Hey, babe, I didn't book a new client, but this lady knows 12 other people in her group that are looking for someone specifically like me. And she's going to connect me with each and every individual one of them. Like, hello, that's amazing. And if I would have gone in to that call with that poopy attitude, I wouldn't be able to come out with that because she would have felt that on the call. And she's not going to recommend somebody that feels like that on the call, that feels like she's a chore and she's not valuable and she's not worth anything. That resonates when you talk to people, right? whether it's a phone call, face-to-face, here on video. So you need to realize that you are dealing with overcoming or dealing with limiting beliefs because of repeated situations, and how to change the language and then share it with someone, right? So I'm going to do my quick, speedy recap and go through these I can count 5 things that we just talked about today. If you know someone who needs to hear this or could benefit from this, please, please, please share the love. Let them know that I am here. If they don't have anybody, I would love to be accountability partners with them if they need help, or if they just need to hear this again as a reminder. Maybe they've gone through mindset about limiting beliefs. Maybe it was money, building business, whatever, but now they're struggling with it again. Share this with them and let them know, please, because I want this to help people. I want people to realize how they can just make those couple of shifts and it will open a world of possibilities for them, right? So here we go in my Rockstar recap. So we're going to start right now. All right. When you are feeling fear or resistance to something, it could be a sign that you have an underlying belief that is triggering those reactions. There are a few simple ways to be able to change that resistance with a few words, and watch how easy it is to do the impossible. I want you to take a second and think about a phrase you find yourself saying that might catch you in resistance from moving forward. One for me is, it is impossible. And when I change that to, how can I, the mind shifts to finding all the possible ways instead of blocking me and showing me only closed doors. I am Laura Reich of LauraReich.com, and today I want to give you 5 quick steps to overcoming limiting beliefs. The first thing is, the reason you have limiting beliefs is because of repeated situations. You've been in that situation before, whether you're trying to prospect for new leads or new clients, whether you're trying to grow your email list, or whether you're trying to potty train a 2-year-old, because that's where I am right now, y'all. And it can happen over and over again. And if you focus on that same belief that it's impossible, or it's hard, or it's frustrating, or it's never going to happen for you, that's going to create this limiting belief for the future. And it's going to give you anxiety and fear and disbelief that you can push through this. And so you need to realize that those beliefs determine the flow of how the future is going to be for you. So what the outcome is going to be. And so you need to then take a minute and step 3, identify them, right? Identify, what excuse are you giving yourself? What negative self-talk are you saying out loud? What goal are you setting where you don't truly believe the goal is possible to achieve? Right? Identify those things. Ask yourself the hard questions and figure out why you can't push through this, right? Once you figure out those excuses and those hard questions and you have them written down, then change the language. Change it from, it's impossible, I'm not going to how can I? Change it from, I want to bring in a new coaching client this month, to, I'm going to bring in a new coaching client this month, and this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to bring in a new member into my downline this week, and these are the steps I'm going to take to achieve that. And then once you've changed that language, the 5th thing I want you to do is celebrate those changes. Celebrate the wins. Have somebody that you can hold with you accountable, and you can hold them accountable, they'll hold you accountable, and they will celebrate those things with you. They can say, hey, Laura, guess what? I noticed this week you decided to say, I am going to enjoy public speaking instead of I have to go to this event and I am a public speaker, or I'm a guest speaker at this event and I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I get to talk to these people and I can't wait to see the changes that I'm going to make in their lives, right? So those 5 things are what I want you to start thinking about right now, today. And if you are someone that needs more accountability, if you are someone that needs to connect with someone that can help you further to actually really grow your business and give you that practical support you need, go ahead and let me know by following this prompt right here, and I will help you out. I have a program that is actually chock full of practical support and real strategy for dedicated business builders. And I focus on the 3 foundations of growing your business: strategy, systems, and results. I help talk about the latest social media trends, and I equip you with actual tech tutorials so that you can avoid the headaches. This monthly program will help you stand out, set up effective automation in your business, and guarantee that you are fully prepared to grow sustainably to reach your income, vision, and business goals. So I am going to be opening the doors right now and taking applications for those of you who are ready and actually willing to take action and push past those limiting beliefs and make the most of the rest of this year. And I want to know if that's you. Go ahead and shout me out so I can connect with you one-on-one. Thank you so much for joining me. And as always, you guys, if you have questions about a limiting belief that you're just really not sure how to change the language, how to push through, how to push past, go ahead and let me know in the chat so that I can connect with you and try to help you work through that. All right, y'all, have a good day.